April 20th, 2020, but my cell phone says it's April 19th, 2020. I'm going to tell you one more thing. This is something very serious. YouTube, I was precise with all the instructions. Don't think I left some type of instructions like I was notation chicks. I was like spiteful and trying to notation dudes and trying to send them on the way. I left the real instructions of honesty, of honor and honesty, to even have a person be enriched in wealth and to be able to live according to how long they're supposed to live, to their social star chart and time of existence, to even their humane condition and their being of who they are, especially if they were Earth, Moon, or Sun, or a planet. Listen, or a star. Listen to what I'm telling you. Listen to the physics. I told you I'm a natural refiner and a natural reflector. When I went out of town and I was living out of town, remember, I gotta say this, I reflected everything. I literally operated on myself. A person said, what are you talking about? Listen, I told individuals of caretaker, if any time I ever left this planet Earth and I went to other planets or moons, suns, or Earths, well, you can't go to suns because it's too hot, but if I ever went to any other places, the individuals knew I already had instructions and education and all type of things there before. If my son had his own social habitation and economics with my wife, or my one of my wives had their own social economics, I left instructions for my wife. However, she decided to raise individuals during her filter or whatever the funny thing she did personally, because she went and committed if she ever committed an affair, you gotta remember, on the real planets, even of my child, I left real precise instructions. She can't know about no social habitation about certain things. But my wife, my other wives, the real crown empress, because many of them are all crowns, but the real crown empress that operates the overall of the reason of the planets, moons, and suns, and intellects, she has all type of instructions and education for her. Nobody can ever get there. But listen, now remember my humane condition. I'm a man, right? So I'm gonna let you know I'm the real man. The up and above. It's already showing you the signs of physics. I got certain things covered. Listen, let me tell you something. I operated on myself. I stopped space cycle. That means the stars of space itself, the space stars, stars of space stars, their whole cycle stopped. So orbiting rotation according to every social economic calendar, niggas is getting their ass whipped like crazy in all type of places. Let me just be real with you. I operated on myself. Now, me cutting certain things out of myself already stopped a time of an empress, and then we were in the year of the reflection, and a time I operated on myself, and then it was a time of beyond sacrecy, and then I operated on myself. Now, I'm the reason of sacrecy of all education, of even intellect throughout all existence, no matter if you're a star, social star chart, element, jewel, stone. It don't matter. Sky, air, oxygen, vibrations, conduct, listen, force. I'm the head of all of it. I'm Energy's dad, my nigga. I have a child named Energy, and I'm his real father, my nigga. If you don't believe me, niggas that know their real mythology, their metaphysics, he'll come down. He's a starbeam. He will come down. He will probably bustle. You want to see a spectacle? He'll make shit happen that you wouldn't believe, and then you'll be finished. And I have a son named Gravity. From different social star charts. The things that they can do is unbelievable. Now, let me just be real with you. Now, I operated on myself. That means at a time of a certain empress on my physical body, the time stopped. You understand what I'm saying? Because I had to cut off the illness that individuals was causing a certain type of way. And I'm a natural refiner. There was nothing wrong with me. I operated in a reflection. I had to cut it out of me what individuals was doing to sickness, because you had individuals on the West Coast doing all type of fucked up acts on digital cameras, putting on visual view, intense light and anatomy, and I'm the real rock. You know, you see Nice on my back. I have a son named, yo, listen, I have a son named Nice also, but I'm the real Nice. Every one of my sons that I gave a title to their name, I had to make sure their physics was already prepared so they could do the things that they're doing still to this day. I had to live that situation. I went through things, my wife would cry if she told you. She wouldn't even tell. Some of my wives would die if they ever told you what I really went through in life. You wouldn't believe the physics and the time that I lived throughout existence. And then the things I've been through. So now let me show you how really I went through so much things. Some of my wives couldn't make it a certain type of way, and then they had to fall in the habitation of their physical of the overall. That's literally how real it was. To even when I was doing my wife's physics, if they couldn't do certain things to complete, they couldn't be a part of the higher consciousness a certain type where she had to fall into a place of the overall to know the reason to honor herself and her dignity of order. Now, I operated on myself in the physical reality, and I'm a natural refiner and reflector. Now, what do you think? Why you think space stopped? Everything, it's just like, if I gotta reflect to tell you precisely what's going on at the time, this is why the space stopped. It's like time stopped. Listen, it's just, this is why the situation's happening, because individuals got out of character. The intent of the condition was already doing wrong because probably a martial art blow. Probably some food poisoning. Somebody probably did something to one of my children. They probably calculated in physics. And I was poisoned before. I had a million mosquitoes bite me and hate. All type of things was happening. So, and on top of it, you had individuals already going excavating pyramids, going to sacred temples, dishonoring, desecrating shrines. You're supposed to honor shrines. You're supposed to honor the temples. You're supposed to make sure nothing happens to it. You're not supposed to touch something that you're not supposed to, if you know it's an appointed to touch it at the time. You're supposed to make sure it's clean. The people that was appointed to clean, to make sure it's clean at the precise time it was supposed to be clean. A person, even, it's just like this, Porch. If this brick was put here before this time, and you have a time that's a clean the corner of this brick before the end of the next brick, before you get to the next point, you're supposed to know exactly what to do. If a person wasn't a part of that, they're not supposed to be touching anything, especially if you were reconditioned and caused your own reconditioning. That means you didn't pass your period. That means you didn't pass the time that you were appointed for your education. So you got to think about certain things of how serious it is, even in the physical reality. I already was in social recovery. Now, you got to think about this. I operated on myself. So the sickness that other individuals caused, yo, listen, when I operate on myself, I cleansed myself already. I didn't drop no sickness on the earth at all. It was already happening. I was making SanDisk chips, recording about things that was already happening. And for my wife's sake, for me to be able to survive, because I seen the stupidity of other people that should have never been ignorant. They should have been smart. And then these things shouldn't have never happened. Because of that situation, I had to make sure I was able to survive a certain type of way. Now, I'm going to be real. It's just like just now I was listening to music. I was loving the music I was listening to. I was loving the breeze I was getting. I was loving all type of, yo, this is how real the situation is. I was loving the intellect of an individual, even me myself, of the vibration of the situation. Now, I was even started flowing while I was while I was listening to the music. I'ma just be real. I operated on myself at a certain point of my physical, so time stopped. No, let me show you. That's not all. Let me show you something. See this? You see this? You see on my neck, right? You see the slash on my neck. All that is certain time that was almost stopped from other people doing it. When you if a person's supposed to honor the reason of sacredcy and honor, when a person dishonors a point of sacredcy, things react from that person. I have protection on myself, on all type, even my wife, even the other stars. Yo, listen. People that did dishonor and try to desecrate the reason of their dignity. I'm the reason of dignity. Now, if a person dishonored and desecrated the reason of their dignity, it's gonna flare up in their chemistry. It's the year of the element. We've been in the year of the element since 2000. I'm not even gonna tell you since 2000. What you wouldn't even believe. So I'll just say precisely, we're going on 2000 a certain type of way, but certain things you wouldn't even believe. We're already in the year of the element going into the year of the reflection. I already operated on myself. I had people that tried to do things to me before in the past that I already conquered and covered and recuperated. Things that they should have never did that caused certain things, that's causing certain things to happen at a certain type of way at a time. And I'm just making sure it happens. I already have protection on me to make sure the life can survive to the next time, even when it comes to my intelligence and intellect of myself. Another person that tried to fuck that up was a person that was trying to end reality. I'm the one that's really saving your life. Now, I'm going to be real. Another person that did all these things and the things that they did to me and caused me to even operate on myself for my wife, because my wife these niggas did some. It was like people was doing reflection magic. Like I was coming out the house, they were trying to pick, like they were going in bags, trying to take things out of trunks, all type of funny reflection magic. I don't know what type of mind. These are people that's ending suns. You remember back in the days, there was something going on with the suns, like they were attacking the suns, like they didn't want the suns to come around. I don't know if the elves with a V did some funny type of celestial magic. I don't know what's going on when it comes to the natural conduct and current. I don't know the dishonoring that they're doing to themselves. And then they called telling their mother this, that. And if their mother realized that I'm here, the real moon space emperor himself of all space, the reason of a moon that was ever, even the first moon that was ever created, the first stone or jewel of a moon that I made that was ever created, I'm here. The reason of me, Ralph Lane J, I'm right here. The reason of it all I just said. And then you see these type of situations happen. If another person did some funny type of situation, and then on top of it, then they dishonored it. Remember, everything I said, you're supposed to honor, do everything correctly, honor it. Do you honor? You're supposed to make sure everything is precise. You're supposed to make sure everything is according. People are refining with me. The feminine beings are refining with me. If they're doing anything else, this already desecrate. It's just slow physics gonna lead up to the natural nature, and then you're gonna see the vibrational conduct throughout time. Now, I'm just gonna be real. Another person's talking and doing all type of situations, saying all type of things. Let me just go outside my gate for a second. Now, a person that did all type of funny type of situations. Now, I'm telling you, I'm the reason of the another person, you're looking at vibration, that's all pink. That has nothing to do with funny things. Because you got to remember, I have an atmosphere of me and my wife, and it's around even at a time, and then it's with me. And yo, listen, let me just tell you how real the situation is. I'm the reason of all social existence, even space. Not all planets or moons or suns or earth. When you have people that did wrong, it just trickles in physics at a time, and another person's causing the reflection to happen a certain type of way at a time, and they know what they did. And you have people that's doing it on purpose because they don't care. They're trying to get their point across. You're supposed to care. You're supposed to watch how you're getting your point across a certain type of way, and you're supposed to do everything precisely. When you have a person taking advantage of you, it's because you did it yourself, just like what I spoke about. There's videos that I didn't upload on YouTube yet that I'm going to upload. But I'm just being real with you. You better think about everything I'm saying, how serious, how real it is. I don't give a fuck about none of that. Yo, how serious, how real it is. Another person's reflecting at a point in time according to their social star chart, and you're seeing beams around me or little light poles or beams around because their social star chart. Yo, listen, I told you I'm space and I'm inside a fucking planet. What the fuck you think you're reflecting on? You think this is some real situation, my nigga? Fucking people's doing all type of things, they were trying to take a reflection of that. Yo, you had people, yo, listen. Let me explain something to you, my nigga. You had people, yo, listen. You had people doing all type of situations that they weren't even supposed to be doing. Listen, oh my God. Look at some of these doors. They have reflections on them, right? Who you think is causing this? I'm not even driving. So the government was supposed to make sure I had a car and I was driving or a motorcycle. You know what they did? They took my DMV money. And when I was renewing my license, they were never supposed to do. They were supposed to make sure I had a car and they were supposed to make sure that I was riding a motorcycle. Now, look at what's going on and the things that you have people driving by and then literally doing funny things like that. Those are people trying to rob people of other social economic. It's like a cheat sheet. It's like they were playing a video. Yo, my nigga, once you catch those type of people that was doing that, that's it, my nigga. There's nothing else to say. You know what I'm saying? They don't know what they did. They don't know how serious it is. They don't know the level of the shit that they did. If my wife was doing that because out of ignorance and she was just doing certain things because she's mad, yo, my nigga, she will end up finished. This is why things already happen already a certain type of way, because it led up to her nervous system, to her neuroactivity, and the things that's causing it in a physical habitation. So if one of them was living like a necromonger, then she's gonna find out she should have never been necromonger, because the Space Empress was a necromonger. She already have it all. She's already just looking at people like, the different Space Empresses are just looking at people like, oh my God. Yo, my nigga, I'm just gonna tell you this. You believe me or not, that's on you. When you seeing certain things manifest a certain type of way in the physical reality, at a point, I have nothing to tell you. You know, I'm Space Emperor himself. I have nothing else to say to you, my nigga. Because I'm gonna be real. If another person is doing certain, look at this. Yo, listen. Another person's doing something. I left precise instructions throughout time and existence. It's not supposed to be 25 miles speed limit. It's 30 miles per hour. It was 35 to 30 miles per hour. People toned it down to 25 miles per hour. I'm the head of all star beings. I'm walking. So it's supposed to be 30 miles per hour. So that means they're trying to get 30s on their lap. So I don't know what the fuck is wrong with these individuals. That means they're trying to put the foundation on their lap like they didn't care. You got to think about the physics of the neuroactivity of the intellect of certain individuals and the type of physics that they're doing. Because some of them are reconditioned under foul atmospheres. And once the Empress already went bad, they already went bad. If you had people sleeping, resting, and they got up, and then they already did things they were put away for certain things, that means other people got up and they desecrate certain things, probably certain sacred shrines, and you have certain people that's not supposed to be walking around at a certain time, or things that they're doing, and other people that was reconditioned didn't understand. They should have comprehended their recondition, and they should have knew they were supposed to be refining with me and nobody else, and then they probably did certain things. Other people probably reflected on them in time, and then on top of it, we're in the year of the reflection, so other people were prepared to be a certain type of way in their physical, in the reflection, and in the oaths they took to the Empress, to the spiritual guardian God, according to their social habitation of the reason of their existence and dignity of their social star chart. Now, if you have certain individuals doing certain things, and then on top of it, I'm explaining to you this how serious the situation is, it should have been corrected. I have nothing else to say. You know something, I operated on myself, so you already see Don Ta, Frida, you know, I'm not gonna tell you the other name. I already explained it already on my YouTube. Yo, listen, those are the ones that went off. I called down their habitation of their high that caused them not to finish the education. I don't know if that was the reason. I don't know if my wife sent them. I don't know if they had something to do with it. Well, I do know they had something to do with it, because everybody was using them a certain type of way because they were trying to break into the elf calendar. You know, I'm not gonna say nothing. Yo, I'll be rolling along looking at situations. They were trying to break into the elf calendar, And then next thing you know, their heads was big. I was looking at chicks like, I didn't want to talk to you. Like, you're not even supposed to be on the social habitation. When it's like disrespecting your elder when you appeared on a certain type of habitation. That means you didn't want other people to get a certain type of education. That means probably the sons wanted a certain education. They were trying to go about a certain way. They started scheming with the elves and all type of things happen. And then you have astrological beings that's higher than the elves, super beings that's higher than the elves. Then you have quantum mega beings, quantum beings, highest beings, beyond highest, and the highest of all. Yo, listen, the funniest situation at the time, according to this, and then they have a calendar on beyond highest, and it's still, and then you have other individuals still higher than it. Because the way of their activity. Don't test my fucking nerves. I'll put you in your fucking place. That's it. You don't understand? Simple saying. Should have told you that. Yo, what up? You should have told you that situation a long time ago. Yo, listen, man. I'm telling you, I operated on myself. I got their foul intentions out of me. Notice those are the times I even called certain empresses, even when I did it. And then look at what they did. Instead of, refining and healing after I done healed myself, look at what happened. Look at what happened between me and them. They wanted to be sure. They started wasting time. They started doing funny things. And I'm looking at them like, yo, you on the element Earth and you wasting time? That was already beef right there. And I didn't tell them at the time what was going on. You know what I'm saying? I just looked at them like, wow, you know what I'm saying? And then I was thinking about my children. It's like, yo, wow. This is a boombox situation. You know what I'm saying? What else is there to say? How many ways? That's like I don't have nothing else to say. I didn't have nothing else to say. It was just like, you got to think about, wow, socially recovering here. It must have been for other reasons. And then if a person thought about stuff like that, there's things that you don't know. But if you did think about it, because social education, according to every social star chart, is on every other place, according to their star chart, to what they're supposed to know at a certain time. That means don't disrespect your consciences. If you did something that you thought you were gonna do, then, bruh, you ever said, be careful, don't get into grown folks' business? Yo, I didn't even want people bothering me a certain type of way at a time, and you see me, look at me now. Yo, bro, I have nothing else to say. And this is just honesty. Yo, April 20th, 2020. This is what I'm telling you the date is. But they're saying it's April 19th, 2020. I have nothing else to say. I'm the reason of secrecy. The literal reason of secrecy. But I have nothing else to say. I was already making videos for the day. And the days before. Anyway, have a wonderful day.